Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Rich Stories, where we bring you fictional tales of wealth, power, and the hidden lives of the rich. Isabella's life had always looked flawless from the outside. She was the only daughter of one of the wealthiest families in the country, raised in a mansion of marble and glass, traveling in private jets, dressed in gowns designed only for her. To the world, she was the definition of privilege. But inside, Isabella often felt like a prisoner, trapped in a golden cage that glittered with diamonds but offered no freedom. Her family had shaped her every step since childhood. They chose her schools, her friends, even her hobbies, ensuring she would grow into the perfect heiress, prepared to carry the family's legacy. Now, at just 21, her destiny had been decided for her. Marriage. The man was Adrian Cortez, heir to another powerful fortune. The union was not about love, it was about strategy, the merging of two dynasties to secure control, wealth, and influence. Their wedding was already planned to be the event of the year, with magazines calling it a modern fairy tale. For Isabella, however, it felt like a life sentence. Adrian was polite, handsome, and always smiling, but his eyes were cold, his words rehearsed. He treated her like a prize, not a person. Isabella could feel it. This marriage was not her story. It was a contract dressed as romance. At night, she would stare out the tall windows of her bedroom, watching the city lights sparkle below. She envied the people walking freely in the streets, lovers laughing together without worrying about family names or fortunes. "Why can't I live like them?" she whispered into the silence. Her parents were unyielding. "This is not about you, Isabella," her father said with finality. "It's about protecting everything we've built. Your duty is to the family." Duty! That word echoed in her mind until it felt like chains around her heart. Was that truly her only purpose? To be an asset in her family's empire? Yet within her, a fire began to grow. She dreamed of a life where she could choose for herself, where love was not a business deal, where freedom mattered more than appearances. The thought terrified her, but it also gave her strength. One question haunted her every day. What if I said no? The world around her glittered with gold, but she was done pretending it was enough. For the first time, Isabella realized she was not powerless. She had a choice, and perhaps the courage to take it. The golden cage was closing in, but Isabella was ready to break it. The day of the engagement announcement arrived. The ballroom was bathed in golden light, filled with aristocrats, business leaders, and journalists eager to witness the merging of two powerful dynasties. Cameras flashed as Isabella descended the grand staircase in her pearl gown, her parents' proud smiles hiding the iron grip they held over her future. To everyone else, she looked like the perfect heiress, elegant, poised, untouchable. But inside, Isabella's heart pounded like a trapped bird desperate for escape. Every step toward Adrian felt heavier. Every smile she forced felt like another chain tightening around her soul. As the music stopped and her father prepared to make the announcement, Isabella's mind raced. She remembered the laughter of strangers in the streets, the freedom in their eyes, and the quiet promise she had made to herself. She would not let her life be dictated by duty alone. When Adrian reached for her hand, the room held its breath. Flashbulbs popped. The two families leaned forward, ready to seal their future. But Isabella didn't take his hand. Instead, she raised her chin, her voice steady, though her pulse thundered. "I cannot do this," she said. The ballroom froze. Murmurs rippled like a storm breaking across the sea of glittering gowns and black tuxedos. Her mother's face turned pale. Her father's jaw clenched in rage. Adrian forced a smile, whispering, "This is not the time for games." But Isabella's voice grew stronger. "This is not a game. For years, I have lived by choices made for me, where to study, who to speak to, what future to accept. But I will not marry someone I do not love. I will not trade my freedom for wealth. If that costs me everything, so be it." Gasps filled the hall. Some looked scandalized, others whispered in admiration. For the first time in her life, Isabella wasn't acting the role of the perfect daughter. She was simply being herself. Her father's voice cut through the silence like a blade. "Do you realize what you're doing? You are destroying everything we've built. No, Isabella replied, her eyes unwavering. I am saving myself. Because what good is an empire if its heirs are nothing but prisoners? Her words struck like thunder. She turned, lifted her gown, and walked away, not just from the ballroom, but from the life that had been scripted for her since birth. Outside, the night air was cool, sharp, and liberating. For the first time, she felt the weight lift from her chest. The city lights no longer mocked her. They called to her. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring: scandal, exile, maybe even a life without the fortune she had always known. But she finally felt alive. Wealth could cage her, but courage had set her free. And in that moment, Isabella Cortez stopped being the perfect heiress. She became the author of her own story.